Have you ever been so cold that it resonates through your bones? That's how you know that you're not alone. Welcome to Paranormal Playground, where your answers that can be found.
In this episode, the Playground crew teams up with Stephanie and Ronnie from Kansas City Paranormal for a private home investigation in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. The home was built sometime in the 1930s. Fort Leavenworth, Kansas is the home to the Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary, which sits in close proximity to this home. Here are the client's claims.
I was sitting here watching Grey's Anatomy, and our Wii over there turned on, and the blue ring that's in it, started blinking. And so I was like, okay. Went over and turned it off, and I sat back down, and it turned back on and started doing it again. And so then I started taking pictures, and I got that one and a couple other ones I'll show you.
Here are the pictures the client took. In the first one, it looks like the skirt of a dress. And the second one, it's moved to the middle of the room, but the dress hasn't changed form. And in the third one, it looks like a girl is peeking out from behind the ottoman.
Oh, really? This ottoman was right here on its end because we had our kitchen table right here because we had construction going on.
Oh, yeah, that's why it was up. I couldn't remember.
And so we had this lifted up just to create some room for us. And the picture's taken right there, and then over here is where you see the face. I always sit where Kelsey's sitting.
Where were you sitting? Just right there?
Right here, yeah. I'm sitting right here.
Okay.
And like I was telling you, I was watching Grey's Anatomy.
On the other side, you were sitting there.
Yeah, these ones, when I got the dress and stuff, I was sitting right here.
Oh, see, I thought you were sitting here too.
No, I was sitting right here.
Is earlier that night in the evening, I had turned off the Wii because the grandsons had been here. I turned it off.
And that's why I thought
I was watching TV and I looked over and I'm like, I didn't get it turned off. It was blinking. So I went over and I turned it off and I watched. I'm like, okay, it's off. And a little later on it was blinking and I'm like, what the heck? And I turned it off and I made sure it was off. I went to bed and then it was blinking that night.
And that was like hours, it was like
that was like
2:30 in the morning.
4 or 5 hours later and I'm like,
go there, so.
So what does the lady look like that you see?
Okay, it's really weird, and I don't know if you can explain it to me, but like, I don't actually see her, but I feel like I know what she looks like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen shadows and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's always a woman in a older, I thought it was a Victorian dress, but my mom and I did like some Googling, and it seems to be maybe like a pioneer type of a dress. But a nicer one, more of the like upper class probably.
Okay.
And I feel like she's got longer, but curly, dark hair.
Okay.
Not like black, but like brunette probably.
Okay.
And that's really about all I feel of her. I feel like her dress is like a peach.
Okay.
So I can't explain any of it. And I kept trying to explain it to my mom, and I always feel really stupid because people look at me like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm not crazy, I promise. Like, I feel like people are thinking I'm an idiot.
Sometimes when you're sensitive, you don't actually see them right there. You see them in your head. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. And that's how, because like I feel like, I mean, I've seen, my mom and I both have seen it come from my room to her room. And when I'm sitting, I always sit over there. And when I sit there, I see things out the corner of my eye in her room all the time. All the time. And like, I can't really explain what it is. It's more just like it's more like a light shadow. Okay. It's like a white shadow almost.
So is that where you see her the most? Is like
my mom's room is where I see her the absolute most. In the doorway. Because when I first started seeing her, what it seemed like, I was watching TV and I was sitting here at the time, and it seemed like she was peeking out around the corner of the wall there, like she was checking on me. And then every time I'd look over there, it was almost as if she'd like bring herself back in, like, oh, don't look at me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'm probably just tired, like, didn't think anything of it. But then it happened, like, every night that I'd be out here by myself for a long time.
So she knows you can see her.
Yeah. Okay. And then the time I saw her in here, well, I mean, I guess I can tell you that. It is funny, but it's not.
She is. She's about 15.
Yeah.
She's blind. She's deaf. But she will stand at the top of those stairs, and you can tell it looks like anyway, she's looking at something down the stairs, and she'll just whine. And we're like, I don't
And
know.
she's
There's
not one to
nothing down
whine.
there. What do you want me to do?
I mean, she's
And
not a
otherwise-
whiner. She's a really quiet dog.
Yeah,
She'll
otherwise
bark
she's
as if somebody knocks on
asleep
the
all the
door or
time,
something like
so.
that.
Well, animals are really sensitive.
They are.
Yeah, that
They
one,
are.
when I used to be down in the basement, because I used to sleep down there, my room was down there, and I was laying in bed one night, and all of a sudden all the dogs started like going off, like out of nowhere, scared the crap out of me, and then that one jumped behind me and was staring at my dresser and was crying, like she would not stop whining, and the other one ran upstairs, and so I'm sitting here, and I kid you not, for probably a good 35 minutes, she just sat there, like I'd pick her up and I'd try and put her in front of me, and she'd just jump right behind me, and she'd like peek over me like she's staring at my dresser, and would not stop whining, and it scared me so
Yeah.
bad. I was like, okay, no,
I looked at your tennis
I'm
shoes,
moving
I
upstairs,
thought-
I'm done down here. And that,
The other
just
thing we
here,
experience is, you'll be sitting here watching TV, and it's usually just me and her. I don't think he's ever been here when it's happened, has he?
no.
And all of a sudden, it's somewhere in the kitchen area, you'll hear. We're like,
I've heard that before.
at first we'd be like, what the heck was that? We go look, nothing's there. Now we just go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then the
Hey.
other thing that's really weird is we'll be sitting here watching TV or whatever, and all of a sudden it'll sound like somebody just went up to the front door and went, bam!
Almost like somebody chucked a like rock
Yeah,
at
and
the
you're
door.
at first, in fact, the
A big rock.
first time we called him and said, there's somebody banging on the door, we were scared. And he
Uh-huh.
drove over from the prison, he's like, there's nothing out there.
They're just
And-
trying to get your attention.
We hear it,
Yeah.
not every night or anything, just
Right.
periodically.
Yeah.
Now we hear a bang on the door and we're like,
Yeah, you're
I
just-
don't know what to
do you want me to do?
Well, my boyfriend and I were watching TV one night, and my parents had already gone to bed. And we're sitting here, and all of a sudden it sounded like somebody had taken one of the dog bowls and just like held it up and dropped it. Like that's what it was, like a big metal.
that's the
Told me
night you
about
came in and
that.
woke me up.
Bam, yeah. And I went in there, and my little dog was with me here, the big dog Molly was over there, and the little black dog Licorice was in this chair. So I was like, okay, it's none of the dogs, like they
Right.
didn't hit anything. And the water bowl was in the middle of the kitchen by the table, and it's normally underneath a table back in there.
Mhm.
And so I went and woke her up, and she went in here, and she didn't
She
see
was
anything,
scared to
like,
death. The way she
yeah,
woke me up,
it was
I
loud, and it just
had a heart attack.
I mean, there was no reason for it, and it was really loud, and it scared me. So I went and got her, and
I know it's a little hard to hear because everyone in the background is talking, but pay attention to the conversation that Stephanie is having with the little
I
boy.
have a question. Is it true that ghosts can actually attach themselves to one person
Our fault.
They can.
and like follow them?
They can.
I was sitting right
Because
here.
I was wondering because like sometimes I see like this
But
tall
she's
5 foot
not
black
prepared.
man
It's really
and
hot
like
in
a tall
here.
Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln hat.
She's in
And
the car 'cause we had
like
to get rid
he
of her
follows
because
me
it
and
was
like
just costing
sometimes
so
he
much.
waves
It's
at me. Like if I see him outside my window, he waves at
And
me.
so
I'm
she's
like, what
using
the
her
heck?
now. She
Black.
Made
Do
me
you
pause.
think that
I lived with a friend in an
black
apartment.
man would
Just
actually
a teacher.
be,
And there was weird stuff going on after a while.
he might
Could be.
be connected
Yeah, you just
Well, he
Oh,
doesn't
next
hurt
to
you,
each
does he?
other.
You know,
You
you
just
feel
don't
it.
notice
It's not
it.
your
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
Maybe he thinks you're a cool kid.
I
When you
know
hear
he
You're a
that,
cool
follows,
kid.
I
he
mean,
follows
it's
me
you know?
around
huge.
like everywhere.
Bam against the
So I
front
see him.
door.
Huh.
It rattles the front door.
So
We
I
used
see
to
him
just,
here.
I
I
mean,
sometimes see him
wet
really
ourselves, and
rarely.
now we're just like, oh, okay, that's,
He may
Who
be
is this?
sensitive.
and that's
The
it.
black man, the black hat.
Oh, the shadow man.
No, it's,
Should probably call it.
you never hear this door open or anything,
Sorry.
but it sounds like it's the
Well, he
window.
could be
You don't hear
black.
any glass, metal,
Is he?
nothing. It's
Is he a
just-
shadow or does he look like
So
he's
maybe
standing?
on the
He looks
inside.
like he's
he looks-
African
I
American.
don't know, I always
He's
thought,
African
it
Bang.
sounds like
with
it's
like
coming
a
from,
humongous hat.
like we just
Oh.
assumed.
He looks
When
like
he
he's
know that
five
he knows
he
feet
like
told me
tall.
about this before,
I
and when
know.
he explained it to me, was it looked like a
Talking
really
about the
black,
bang?
Yeah, on the
I
front
thought you
door.
guys
basically
were from the
silhouette.
house.
In a
Oh,
sense,
okay.
it
So
really
the
was
shadow's
silhouette.
over.
front door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Well,
you
the
know, like
screen
one of
door's
them
always locked, so how
black
could it be the front
people
door?
make
Can you see his face though? I mean, features
And
on his
there we
face?
have it.
The only
Or
thing
is
I
he just
can
all black?
That screen
the only
door's
thing I
always
can
locked.
see
I know.
is like where his eyes are supposed
Unless
to
you're
be
letting
and
your
like a
boyfriend
little
in at
bump
night and he's
where
not
it's
locking it.
supposed to be. I don't see
No,
anything else.
not
But
when
it's
you're
all
letting you
black,
know.
not brown,
Yeah.
right?
Never mind.
So he's a shadow for you then.
This is not the place we have an affair if we're gonna do one.
Well, and I mean, he,
Because if he was just a
No,
black
when
man,
you
you
live
would
with
see his
everybody
facial
he works
features, you'd
with.
see what he looked like.
right.
You know what I mean?
Think about it, the whole
I mean,
circle
like,
is nothing
to
but
me,
his
he
coworker.
honestly
Yeah.
looks
It's not a good idea.
Does
And
he
then you
smile?
I guess he
And
could be
you
an
can drive
African
over
American
anytime
shadow
you want.
person.
Yes.
There you go.
Get it?
Yeah, would you?
Okay.
Jane.
Some of your ringtones, we just don't need to be here.
You look cute on camera, James.
During setup, before we had even started investigating, a voice is captured on this camera that we used for interviews.
Well,
Unless you're a doctor.
in Kansas.
I'm really good friends with people that kind of in charge of running it now. And
They're proud of that.
Really spoiled.
people that kind of in charge of running it now. And
The family has a motion-censored nightlight in the bathroom. Kelsey and I thought we would transform it into a paranormal tool and move it to the hall, when a woman's voice can be heard responding to us.
On the floor.
Is this? I'm wondering if every time we walk by it, if it'd
It'll go off probably, yeah. If when we walk by it.
Because I'm thinking, like, if we could set it up where.
Because we could do like this and put it in the corner.
Yeah, that'll work. In the.
And put it in the corner.
Yeah, that'll. About 5 feet directly behind me, in Kelsey's room on the dresser, was a digital recorder, and it did not capture this voice. I'm wondering if every time we walk by it, if
It'll go off probably, yeah. If when we walk by it.
Because I'm thinking, like, if we could set it up where.
Because we could do like this and put it in the corner.
Yeah, that'll work. In the corner. That way, then if anything. While running the EM pump, someone heard a noise in the bathroom, and we asked it to come out of the bathroom, at which point a shadow can be seen moving across the room when no one in the room moved.
Can you come out of the bathroom? It's okay, don't be afraid.
We were trying to get a response by asking them to knock on something, and they did. Or you can knock on something.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where was that?
Over here. It was really faint, but it sounded like it was over there, like on that wall.
Right.
Right next
I
to
did
my
hear
bed.
it. The 2 knocks were also captured on my digital recorder that was laying right there on the bed. Or you can knock on something. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where was that?
Over here. It was really faint, but it sounded like it was over there, like on that wall.
Right.
Right
I
next to
did
my
hear
bed.
it. Kelsey asks a question and gets a direct response.
Is there anybody in here with me?
A shadow moves across the room from left to right, and it's seen by a couple of people. That happened really fast, so here it is in slow motion. An orb comes from the hallway, maneuvers around LJ, and then another one comes from around the table and disappears behind the arm of the chair. An orb comes from the hallway and goes into the kitchen.
We'd really like to talk to you.
Let it run a little longer.
Huh?
Let it run a little longer. In this clip, an orb can be seen leaving the living room and going to the master bedroom. In this clip, an orb shoots up above the camera, another one comes from the hallway, and then finally a third one goes around the corner into the master bedroom. There's a blinking orb, and then 2 separate orbs go towards the hallway, and finally a swirling orb comes into frame and goes towards the hallway.
Can you come out of the bathroom? It's okay, don't be afraid.
In this clip, an orb looks like it's going to go to the hallway, but then it changes direction and goes to the kitchen. Another orb coming from the bedroom.
Is that the reason you're drawn to Kelsey?
Did you make that noise? Can you make it again?
If you're looking for someone, they're no longer here. They've passed on and went to a different place.
An orb zips around LJ. I don't even know how to describe this. Watch it again in slow motion. It comes into frame and it tumbles around and then it goes back the direction it came from. In this clip, an orb comes out of James's leg. In this clip, there's something odd fluttering around James's head. A light anomaly flashes in the hallway. Hey, James, don't aim. In this clip, an orb comes from the hallway and right at the camera.
I just had a cold chill pass through my body in here.
She just had a
Jim,
What?
why don't you come in here with
An orb comes right out of the wall and towards the camera. In this clip, an orb circles the room. In this clip, several orbs can be seen.
Please tell me there are cameras in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, there are. We've got about 5 of them in there.
Great.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're gonna-
teasing.
You're gonna get a video that's just gonna really throw you.
We always warn somebody if we set up a camera in the bathroom.
I'm thinking after I flushed, I thought, oh, I hope they didn't mess with them downstairs. Because that gets real noisy down there.
In this clip, an orb comes from the master bedroom swirling into the living room. In this clip, something odd goes in front of the camera. Several orbs around James. I got a great shot of James's butt. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna get my tennis shoes
Oh,
off.
sorry, I didn't realize you were
That's
bending
okay.
over.
Oh.
You're fine.
So when we come back in, we can still do gridlock. In this clip, something comes from the hallway and goes around James. Then something else goes right to his hand, then it leaves his hand and goes towards the kitchen. In this clip, something can be seen zigzagging and swirling around the room.
Where's the scratching coming from? Is it by the bed?
It was between, it was kind of towards the window. We thought it was.
The window facing that direction, where you have the...
In this clip, a light anomaly can be seen. In this next clip, an orb looks to touch James's head and face.
Can you say hi to James?
I'm just here to help you.
In this clip, something comes from the hallway right up to the camera and causes it to malfunction, and then a mist can be seen in the upper right-hand corner. Here it is again in slow motion. In this clip, 2 odd things can be seen flying towards the window.
Okay.
After scratching noises are heard in the master bedroom, the client tells us about scratch marks on one of the walls when something comes into frame in front of the window.
The reason I asked where the scratching was coming from is because on our wall in there, like where a headboard would be, we don't have one. There's scratch marks all over that paint there. I just figured it was my nails when I sleep.
Okay, after watching all of that, I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, that was dust. Dust does not flash, it does not zigzag, and it does not abruptly change directions. Some of you are thinking, oh, that was a bug. Well, I asked numerous times, even with the lights on, if people were seeing a bug. The answer was always no. and what follows is a clip of me doing just that. That'll be good. In the living room, does anyone see a fly? No. Is there a bug in there? No bug? No. Okay. In this next clip, if you wear your headsets, you can hear a direct response to Ronnie's question.
You have a daughter?
This next clip is an EVP. While Ronnie is upstairs and asks a question, the digital recorder in the basement captures a direct response. In this clip, a woman's voice can be heard. In this clip, there is a light anomaly and 2 blinking orbs. The client is in the living room talking about her dreams when a direct response can be heard on the digital recorder in her bedroom.
Remember when you were little and you used to have those nightmares? And I was like, yeah. She goes, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I was like, I honestly don't know. I was like, I don't know if it, because it seems so real. Like I remember when I was little, I remember it being so real, and it happened when I was with my grandma's as well. Like it would be the same thing. It would be that like everything is the same, the house is the same, everything's set up the same. Like it's all there, and then that gotta be there. I don't know if it's anything to do with it or I don't know, but that other than that. No. Other than that.
A blinking orb crosses the room, and then a light anomaly happens on the calendar. In this clip, you can see a light anomaly near the calendar.
So, Ronnie, you're going to see War Mars tomorrow?
I am.
That sounds fun.
I wanted to see
It's pointing right towards me.
Did you see the movie?
I did. No,
In this clip, a bright orb crosses the room. While we are all outside, the digital recorder in the client's room captured what sounds like someone clapping twice. In this clip, a mist appears. Watch it again in slow motion. In this clip, the client walks into her room and notice that by her opening the door and walking by, it does not disturb the calendar. She turns around, flips on the light, and then an orb shoots in, and it's the orb that makes the calendar move. This next EVP clip, the digital recorder was in Kelsey's room. If you wear your headsets, you can hear a man's voice. In this clip, a blinking orb dances about the room. In this next clip, we all decided to step outside. One of us says all right as the door is shut. Then 2 orbs can be seen and a woman's voice can be heard inside the empty house.
All right.
This EVP of someone whistling in the house was captured on the digital recorder in the basement while we were all outside. This next clip, we are all still outside. If you wear your headsets, you can hear someone inside say, "Hey." In this clip, we are still outside. Again, if you wear your headsets, you can hear someone say, "Ronnie." In this EVP clip, the digital recorder is in the basement. There is no one down there. You hear the dog come down the stairs, and then you hear a man's voice. James is in the basement trying to get a response when you see an orb come in and out of the room.
Okay. Feel free to talk.
No one is in the basement when an orb comes up and hits the camera. We are all upstairs doing a ghost box session when on the digital recorder downstairs you can hear what sounds like bare feet running on a concrete floor. No one is downstairs when the camera is hit. A woman's voice can be heard on the digital recorder in the basement. Put your headsets on for this one. A man's voice can be heard. No one is in the basement when a man's voice and a loud sigh can be heard right in the camera. The digital recorder captures a sigh when there's no one in the basement. An orb crosses the basement. While no one's in the basement, a toy moves and it looks like an orb comes out of it. The camera in the basement is moved, and although the camera is audio capable, there are no audio devices hooked to it, but yet static can still be heard. Then the camera wigs out and goes off, and then there's a time lapse. I snapshotted 2 different moments during this video. One right before the cameras moved, and one during the camera freaking out. Tell me what you see. An orb comes from the left side of the room, turns around, and goes back to where it came from. We were in the room directly above the one you see now. We were doing a ghost box session. When we turn the ghost box off, a couple of dozen orbs can be seen dropping from the ceiling. After the raining of the orbs, 2 separate voices can be heard, just a few minutes apart. Here are those clips. After the person leaves the basement, something shoots across the room, and then there's a blinking orb on the hanging clothes. This next clip can only be described as an orb fest. Keep in mind, dust does not blink, it does not dance around the room, it does not change direction or go in opposite directions, so check this out. A man's voice can be heard saying, "I am Jabbar," or as he enunciated, "I am Jabbar." There's no one in the master bedroom. You will see a couple of orbs and then a shadow go from left to right. Here it is in slow motion. "45 minutes later, in the same room, there's another shadow. Here's this one in slow motion. Notice that it goes from left to right. In this next clip, you can see a blinking orb coming from the living room. Here's another bright orb in the hallway. While Stephanie is in the master bedroom, several orbs can be seen around her, and she reacts to them. An orb can be seen going down Stephanie's arm, and she said she felt her arm being touched. At the same time Stephanie was in the master bedroom, James went to the basement. Here's his account of what he experienced.
Down in the basement where the sinks are, does that faucet ever come on by itself? It was running.
Here is Stephanie and Ronnie's account of what they experienced in the master bedroom.
That was something else.
That was really weird. There was somebody in there scratching and making weird noises.
It was like walking around, but there was no squeaky
We
floorboards.
couldn't get the floor to move.
And then it was like scratching on the walls.
Somebody went, I got goosebumps, got cold, and then somebody went with their hand down my arm and touched me all the way down, like they were caressing my arm.
Check out this bright orb on the bedroom door. Here are two different bright flashing orbs. As an orb comes from the window, the grid lights move. Check this out. I call it something odd. Put your headsets on for this one. Stephanie gets a direct response to a question she asked. A woman's voice can be heard saying yes.
Once again, can you bang on something in one of the bedrooms or out here in the living room? You're not in trouble. Nobody wants you to leave the house. They just want to know who you are, what your name is, why you're here. Do you need help?
During a ghost box session, Kelsey asks for a name, and she gets one.
Who is this? Who am I talking to?
During the ghost box session, I asked how many spirits were there, and I get an answer. How many spirits are here in this house? You can hear the "you got 3" even clearer on the digital recorder. How many spirits are here in this house?
You got 3.
Did I say 3?
Mm-hmm. You've got 3. You've got 3.
What are all... Continuing the ghost box session in the master bedroom, we hear these chilling words.
what they say? What did you hear?
I thought I heard 9.
We killed. Yeah.
What did I just
Children
say?
at the fort. Is that what they said?
I heard they killed children at the fort.
That's what I heard too.
What?
Who did you kill?
Oh, I got goosebumps.
It's freezing in here.
Yeah.
And I've got goosebumps too. During the ghost box session in the master bedroom, we kept hearing someone say help. So Stephanie started to tell them to go into the light several different times. When all of a sudden, I blacked out for a second. And then the room changed, not only the feeling, but the temperature. It seemed to be warmer.
The light, yes. Look for the light. Go into the light. Don't be afraid. Just go. Okay. Light. Go into the light. Right. Do you see it? Look for it.
Whoa.
You okay? Feel dizzy?
As usual, I saved the best for last. What follows is a series of events, and I know that the conclusion will leave you amazed. Who said that? What's your name? That's a George?
That's what I heard. I heard George. Jordan. I heard Jordan that time.
Is your name?
Who said that? What's your name? That's a George?
George. I heard George. I heard George. Jordan. I heard Jordan this time.
Is your name Jordan or George?
You're George a lot.
Yeah.
Jordan.
George.
George.
I was gonna say
George and Jordan a lot.
Yeah.
George Jordan.
Yeah.
Maybe his name's George Jordan, or maybe there's just.
I'm gonna note that. Look up George Jordan. George Jordan, 1890 to 1958, Fort Leavenworth, Kansas.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow.
Localgrave.org.
I don't feel good.
Wow, we just got George
What's the
I
matter?
don't feel good.
several times.
What's the matter?
George?
Hi.
Hi, George. When was it? 1890?
He fought in World War I.
Stephanie.
You fought in World War I?
Born January 4th, 1890.
You alright?
Died December 12th,
Where is that?
1958.
World War I.
I feel dizzy and
Did
like
you hear what
I
he just said?
cry.
He just said World War One.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
When was his
Hi,
birthday?
George. Thank you for serving.
That just was up to 2.2.
Right.
And then it went down to 1.
Now it's at 0.
It's a 0.
Well, George Jordan was one of the Buffalo Soldiers.
3.2.
Cool.
Whoa.
It went up again.
Yeah, it was
There's
up at
3 of
3.2
them?
and it's now slowly going back down.
That's what they said.
Say his name again.
George. Are you here, George?
George Jordan.
George Jordan.
World War I.
Buffalo soldier.
Buffalo Soldier.
Buffalo Soldier 2.2.
Fort Leavenworth.
Are you a Buffalo Soldier?
Getting real dizzy.
Hey George, can you touch the Santana? It won't hurt you. It just lets us know that you are here.
Buffalo Soldier. Oh, isn't that weird? Buffalo Soldier.
If you were a Buffalo Soldier, touch the antenna to show us that means yes.
Buffalo Soldier.
Oh my gosh, guess who wrote a book on the Buffalo Soldiers?
LeMaster.
Yes.
Go call him and tell him to get his butt over there now.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how every time you say Buffalo Soldier,
It
goes
goes
up?
up.
What,
That's strange.
what were the Buffalo Soldiers? I'm not too sure. I'm not
What
familiar
what
with
was
them.
a buffalo soldier?
The African American soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Are you African American?
That's kind of
They
interesting.
call them
2.2.
Buffalo Soldiers because their hair
George
felt like
Jordan.
buffalo
Somebody film it.
hair.
I don't know.
What's
No,
the question?
Probably not.
There's a camera right on the
Yeah,
chair right
there's
there.
a camera right
George,
there.
are you African American?
Yeah, film that going up when it says it.
Oh.
Were you black, George?
Got it.
Oh, would you do it? 'Cause
I don't know if you can see it.
You have to back it up just a little bit.
Turn off
What do you know?
I don't know
the
how.
terminology black? Because back then
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it
He said
know.
yes.
Negro or colored?
George
Right.
said yes.
Colored. Negro.
I got
It
it.
was Negro
You're a
back then.
Negro
Thank you,
soldier?
George.
2.4.
Buffalo Soldier?
It went back to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Soldier.
Oh my gosh, you're on my racist ass.
World War One.
Dad.
I'm just kidding.
The Great War.
It went up.
2.3.
The Great War.
So,
Buffalo soldier.
okay, which one's him?
Okay, George, if you were in fact a Buffalo Soldier, will you please touch the antenna like this to show us that that means yes, you were?
Something's not right.
Well, that's fine.
Because his grave says he was a PFC, but in this book it shows Sergeant George Jordan.
Buffalo
Which is-
Soldier.
Ask him if he was a
The Great
soldier.
War.
Were you a soldier? Can you talk into this red light I have in my hand? Can you tell me?
Army.
5 days of training.
I heard a mumble.
France.
Tried to say something.
Could this George Jordan be the person who he's describing?
That's what I said was
Following them.
interesting when they said they were African American soldiers.
Because you say that
'Cause
the
that's what
guy
he
you
said
see
was
all
he
the
was
time
black.
is black, right? Do you think maybe that's George Jordan?
But what I don't understand, what do their uniforms look like? What is his?
Do you remember the little boy's claims? Here they are again.
I have a question. Is it true that ghosts can actually attach themselves to one person
They can.
and like follow them?
They can.
I was sitting right
Because
here.
I was wondering because like sometimes I see like this
But
tall 5-foot black man.
It's really
and,
hot
like
in
a tall
here.
apron
Yeah.
and a Lincoln hat.
she's in
Okay.
the car 'cause
And
we had to
like
get rid
he
of her
follows
since
me
it
and
was
like
just costing
sometimes
so
he
much.
waves
It's
at me. Like if I see him
falling
outside
apart.
my window, he waves at
And
me.
so
I'm
she's
like, what
using
the
her
heck?
now. She
This made
Do
me
you
pause.
think that
I lived with a friend in an apartment.
And
I didn't know a teacher.
he
There was weird stuff going on after a while.
Could be.
Yeah, you just
Well, he doesn't hurt you, does he?
You know, you just
Feel
don't
it.
notice
It's not
it.
your
Exactly.
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 Maybe he thinks you're a cool kid.
I
When
know,
you hear
he
You're a
that,
cool
follows-
kid.
I
he
mean,
follows
it's
me
you know?
around
huge.
like everywhere.
Bam
That's
against the
all I
front
see him.
door.
Huh.
It rattles the front door.
So
We
I
used
see
to
him
just,
here.
I
I
mean,
sometimes see him
wet
really
ourselves,
rarely.
and now we're just like, oh, okay, that's.
He may
Who
be
is this?
sensitive.
And that's
The
it.
black man in the black hat.
Oh, the shadow man?
No, it's
Should probably call it.
you never hear this door open or anything,
Sorry.
but it sounds like it's the
Well, he
window.
could be
You don't hear
black.
any glass, metal,
Is he?
nothing. It's
Is he a
just-
shadow or does he look like
So
he's
maybe
scared?
on the
He looks
inside
like he's
he looks-
African
I
American.
don't know. I always
He's
thought
African
it
Bang.
sounds like
with
it's
like
coming
a
from.
humongous hat.
Like we just
Oh.
assumed.
He looks
When
like
he,
he's
No,
five
because
he
I
feet
told
tall.
me about this before, and when he explained it to me, was it looked like a really
About the
black,
bang?
Yeah, on the
I
front
thought you
door.
guys
basically
were from the
silhouette.
house.
Oh,
It's a
okay. So
really
the
Yeah, so he's on the
silhouette.
front door.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Well,
you
the
like
screen
one of
door's
them
always locked, so how
black
could it be the front
people
door?
make
Can you see his face though? I mean, features
And
on his
there we
face?
have it.
The only
Or
thing
is
I
he just
can
all black?
That screen
The only
door's
thing I
always
can
locked.
see
I know.
is like where his eyes are supposed
Unless
to
you're
be
letting
and
your
like a
boyfriend
little
in at
bump
night and he's
where
not
this
locking
is
it.
supposed to be. I don't see
No,
anything
not
else.
But it's all,
when
it's
you're
all
in the
black,
snow.
not brown,
Yeah.
right?
Never mind.
So he's a shadow for you then.
This is not the place we had an affair for no day one.
Well, he, I mean, he,
Because if he was just a
No,
black
when
man,
you
you
live
would
with
see his
everybody
facial
he works
features, you'd
with.
see what he looked like.
right.
You know what I mean?
Think about it, the whole
I mean,
circle
like,
is nothing
to
but
me,
his
he
coworkers.
honestly
Yeah.
looks
It's not a good idea.
Does
And
he
then you
smile?
I guess he
And
could be
you
an
can drive
African
over
American
anytime
child
you want.
person.
Yes. There you go.
There you go. George Jordan.
I wonder if George is any of them in the photograph.
Here he is.
Yes.
Oh, you have a photograph of him?
Yeah, I found him on Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh, that
Oh,
is
wow.
him. That's him.
Let me see.
That's him.
That's really
I'm not kidding. That is him. That's him.
I have goosebumps.
I do too.
That's him.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Let me see.
Well, hello, George.
Hi, George.
It's nice to meet you.
Let me see.
You know what's funny about that picture, Stephanie? Is if you notice his eyes.
His eyes are exactly
Yes.
like he described them.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna
Maybe
say.
I should turn it towards
That's really
us.
interesting.
That help?
You
cannot
okay?
believe
James did.
I cannot believe I'd actually.
And his eyes, he said his eyes were really dark, almost like they're not there. And if you notice on his face, his eyes are not easily
How's
seen.
that? Meet George Jordan, the Buffalo Soldier from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Identity confirmed.
I found him on Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh, that
Oh,
is him.
wow.
That's him.
Let me see.
That's him.
That's really
I'm not kidding. That is him.
Thank you, Stephanie and Ronnie, for joining us on this great investigation.
Have you ever been so cold that it resonates through your bones? That's how you know that you're not alone. Welcome to Paranormal Playground, where your answers that can be found.